Nati, how are you doing, my man?
As usual, very well.
Very well. So you've been dominating the LinkedIn space for a while,
Uh, I guess so. There are tons of people are doing it actually.
but you seem to be everywhere on LinkedIn. Like, I mean, you're.
Uh,
It's not only your presence in terms of you publishing content. It's also your presence in like commenting on everyone's post. Like
uh,
you're looking at LinkedIn as a playground and a networking playground as is.
yeah, but I will say that there are tons of people who that they are doing the same thing, but most of them are on the same fields: AI, um, LinkedIn growth, whatever you want to call it. But I think, one of the only who write about movies and 3D most of the time.
Right.
So
So
yeah.
you're the only movie reviewer and cinema guy.
Movie guy. What
Right.
you can call it, movie guy. Yeah, that's
Movie
nice.
guy, right? So, we've been we talked about a lot of movies because I'm a big movie fan as well,
Yeah, same.
and it's amazing to see how you carved up your niche there on LinkedIn, where there's so many other people. As you say, like the competition is pretty big in terms of the AI space, and the competition is really big in terms of cybersecurity and marketing, etc. And you're like you built such a great audience in terms of basically reviewing movies. When did you start to kind of fall in love with movies?
No, movies I loved since I was a little kid. That's everything. But whatever, I think mostly animation, because because that's what I'm doing. I'm a 3D artist, so animation it's my thing. But since I was a kid, yeah, I always loved movies, as you know, cinema. I mean, for not just watching the movie, but analyze it, the colors, the cinematography, the lighting, everything.
When you go on LinkedIn, right? Because people know you from LinkedIn. That's how
Yeah.
people now. Before this is quite interesting. Nati gets invited to movie premieres,
Yeah, press screening.
press
This.
premieres as
Press
kind of
screening.
like a reporter, and
Yeah.
he's getting to do that through his LinkedIn work, through basically reviewing movies on LinkedIn, and people just started following him because of that, and started to invite him to this
Yeah.
thing. So it's amazing how much opportunity LinkedIn can give you, right?
And it's also interesting and maybe funny that I'm the as far as I know, every time I'm going to one of these screenings, I'm the only one from LinkedIn, because everyone else, Facebook, TikTok, and they ask me where you from, where do you write? I'm like, on LinkedIn. But who's writing about movies on LinkedIn? So I'm like, nobody. That's why I'm doing it.
That is crazy. Another thing that I found very fascinating is that this carousel game that you do on LinkedIn. So you basically take characters, right? If it's from Harry Potter or from different other famous
Friends.
movies,
People love friends.
friends, and then you basically showcase how these people were, how their LinkedIn profile would look like if they were on
Yeah.
LinkedIn. Those fictional characters. Where's that idea coming from?
I'm actually, it's not a new idea. I think I saw I tried this few times, actually a few years ago, a couple of years ago, and there are other people who doing that. They are doing it once in a while, but recently I started to go back to it, and people loved it because it's different. And look, it's so nice to see what Rachel Green from Friends will do on LinkedIn.
She's
So,
also very
yeah.
beautiful.
Yeah. So yeah, it's interesting. And above everything, the carousels on LinkedIn, they are so popular right now.
Right.
Everyone
The
loves it.
algorithm loves them.
Yeah.
The algorithm loves them, and the dwell time is bigger because when people go on the LinkedIn carousel and they watch every slide, they stay on the post, and LinkedIn promotes it because they want to stay on the app.
It counts as impressions. I can't recall. Yeah.
Yeah, so it's amazing, and you've like I've seen you. I think I've seen you from the minute you started LinkedIn
Oh, wow.
until now, and it was like now you have like 26,000
Yeah,
followers.
but it's still. I will say that there is a kind of a disadvantage because my niche is very niche. So I'm growing slower than people who only write about AI
Right.
and about LinkedIn, because you can see people who write about AI and LinkedIn. They like every day 500 more followers, and
Right.
because it's so common and at the same. But so I'm in my case it's way slower, and but that's the thing.
Well, it's interesting though because a lot of people kind of go into this trap or into this niche when they start going viral on LinkedIn for some other topic, they start writing about writing on LinkedIn. So they start becoming a LinkedIn influencer who teaches other people how to basically write on LinkedIn. And that's kind of weird. You know why? Because then you get into this vortex of people writing. So basically, it's what I say that like when I joined LinkedIn, I was kind of a critic of the platform when I joined, because I said that it feels like on LinkedIn it's marketers marketing to other marketing people about marketing.
Every people on LinkedIn is an expert.
Everyone is an expert, but like when you start, like Justin Welsh,
Of course, yeah.
So his whole thing is basically how you write on LinkedIn, but it's like he doesn't show you, like he has yet to prove if he can replicate the same strategy on a different topic. You understand?
Okay.
Because it's easier to... Okay, let's say I start doing TikTok videos. And I start doing TikTok videos about how people should do TikTok videos. It's easier to get an audience because everyone on TikTok is consuming TikTok and wants to be a TikTok creator. It's much more difficult to choose another niche and to become an influencer in that niche through a platform.
But on LinkedIn, everyone wants to be big on LinkedIn, so that's the thing. That's why you see tons of posts about it, and those specific creators, they are rising so fast because everyone wants it. So,
but do you understand? Do you understand what I mean? So let's say Justin, because I think you misunderstood what I meant. So imagine that you start writing about LinkedIn tips.
I'm doing it once in a while because lots of people ask me for. So once in a while, I think once in a week or 2 weeks, I'm posting a carousel about LinkedIn tips, and I'm doing it very nice with nice visual aids and with my own style. That's the thing. So people love it because they feel I'm not just doing it for let's do it because they trust me usually. Yeah.
Right. So, but do you think people can replicate what you're doing? Or do you think they need to have like their own thing that they are? Because when I look at your content, I think your content is good because you understand movies very well, and you understand the genre very, very well, and then you combine it into the way you basically do the artistic version of the content, and then it explodes. Would you say that is the case?
Maybe both.
Maybe both.
Maybe both because it's let's, for example, everyone. People write carousels about AI, so I create carousels about movies,
Right.
So find the way that LinkedIn works, and no one knows exactly, and put your niche inside it. That's yeah.
Do you see yourself as a marketer?
I don't, not exactly, but
you work for a company, right? 3D something.
Yeah, 3D artists.
They're probably enjoying all the leads that come through your profile.
Not exactly, because I'm not using it to market them because I'm usually focusing on me.
But through that, like from people just going to your profile, they don't click on where you work?
Yeah, once in a while, but still that's interesting because it's rare because they think that I'm a freelancer because they told me a lot of people are in shock that I'm working full time. I remember a few months ago they started to write a post like a coming out was like, listen to me, I'm working full time. That's because I wanted people to know. If people were in shock, but
wow.
But most of the time when they're coming into my profile, it's not about where I'm working, it's about my content usually. So yeah.
Do people reach out to you because they want to get sponsored posts through your profile?
No. If so, it's more about how to be unique on LinkedIn. All about the 3D world because there are tons of people from the 3D and design industry that's following me. That's the thing.
Would you consider doing something like that if someone approached you? Let's say the new Batman is coming out, Batman 2 with like Robert Pattinson, and they want to pay you to promote them on LinkedIn.
Say no more. Of course, yeah.
Great. Let's talk movies a little bit.
Oh.
You know, it's
yeah. That's what I need.
First of all, who's like your favorite director?
Man, it's hard. You can't ask this question.
Give me like 3.
I can't even 3. It's tough. I can give you some. Christopher Nolan, because it's Christopher Nolan. Denis Villeneuve. Denis Villeneuve. He just made Dune.
Oh, okay. Right.
Alfonso Cuarón.
Who?
Alfonso Cuarón. He directed Gravity and the third Harry Potter movie.
Oh, okay.
The Russo brothers made the Avengers. Tons of other David Yates, the guy he directed the final four Harry Potter movies. There are tons of other directors like what was his name? Of course, Steven Spielberg, of course. Rian Johnson, I love Rian Johnson, which is ton of people hate him because he ruined Star Wars with The Last Jedi. I love The Last Jedi. I love Star Wars The Last Jedi, but a ton of people don't like him, but I love him, and especially he made the Knives Out.
Oh,
which
he
was
made Knives Out.
excellent.
Yeah, both of them?
Both of them, yeah, and now he is shooting the third one.
Which one?
Another one.
Oh, there's
third
another
movie, yeah.
Knives Out
Yeah.
coming out?
Another
With
one,
Daniel
yeah.
Craig as well?
Of course, yeah, only with him. And I love another is such a great director. And actually, there are tons of great directors. I mean, when I'm going to a movie, I'm first who is the director? Of course, Matt Reeves. He
Matt
directed
Reeves,
the-
right, Batman. Are you more into like kind of indie movies and like deep movies, or more of like those big blockbusters?
Maybe combine. I mean, I'm trying both of them, but I'm more of the action blockbuster CGI, whatever you want to call it.
When you look at like Hollywood stars, right, today compared to, let's say, 20 years ago, 30 years ago, do you feel like there's kind of like a shift of like how you perceive Hollywood stars? Because when you think about the Tom Cruises,
That's the first thing that you said Hollywood star. I was like Tom
Cruise,
But
like Tom Cruise.
I think for now is one of the only stars who how can I pronounce it? Butts in the seat. That's what he's doing, because people hear Tom Cruise, I'm going.
Right. Do you think like today's actors have that same kind of level?
I think it's tough. I think it's tough because there are tons of actors that they are great, but they are great as the specific characters. Like, for example, people love Tom Holland, but especially as Peter Parker.
Right.
And another example is, I think, because some people think that if you're an actor and you're very good at one thing, so at the other movie you also, and not exactly.
Not exactly.
Because there are tons of Marvel actors that in Marvel they're doing great, and outside of Marvel, not exactly, and it's sad.
So like when you think about great Hollywood actors, I think about like Danielle Day-Lewis and like Jack Nicholson, and then like I would say DiCaprio as well, and Matthew McConaughey, like characters that both have like this.
Alan Rickman.
Who?
Alan Rickman.
Of course. And like it's actors that have like Eric Bana, not Bana, what's his name? The one Kenneth Branagh.
Kenneth Branagh. He was also the director. Yeah.
So like those type of
old school Hollywood.
Yeah, and today, it's interesting because you don't have a lot of actors that you would say, wow, like their kind of range of acting is very dynamic. I think Timothée Chalamet
is amazing.
Amazing.
And he just had 2 back-to-back hits with Wonka, which was fabulous. Wonka was very much of for example, most people didn't think it's going to be good, but I did, because it was directed by the guy who did Paddington, so I knew it's going to be good. But it was so good. The songs were amazing, and it felt like watching Mary Poppins, because it's so magical and positive. And at the box office, it grossed over $600 million, and I think no one expected it. And right after that, he had Dune Part 2, which was a masterpiece. Some people call the Dune Part 2 the Dark Knight of this generation.
Really?
Yeah.
Really?
And I think another great actor is James McAvoy.
Wow.
James McAvoy has tons of range, and I can say it about his new movie, Speak No Evil, which I just seen last week. And also there was a movie he was in a movie called Split a few years ago.
And he played so many different characters.
So many characters, and it was so good.
Unbelievable. Yeah. Do you know who's one of my favorite actors? Tom Hardy.
I
Tom
love. I think the main reason why the Venom movies are so successful because of Tom Hardy. Because you can see he has so much fun.
Tom Hardy is, I think, might be the best actor of his generation.
Really?
Yes.
I mean, it's amazing, but Tom Hardy. Okay.
Yeah, I mean, like, think about like the types of movies he took on. Have you seen the movie Lock? It's basically a movie.
I know this movie.
That all his movies, it's one character, him, driving in a car.
I know this movie.
The whole movie,
and
he's able to hold that movie, make it a masterpiece. Think about how difficult it is to film a whole movie with one character sitting in a car, just talking on the phone, and it's a masterpiece. I really
Look, it
suggest.
reminds me like Sandra Bullock in Gravity, which most of the movie she's by herself, and like the movie Room with Brie Larson,
Which one is that?
about the mother and the
With
kid.
the kid, right,
and,
right.
Yeah,
That they
I
get
mean, with a
kidnapped.
single character, yeah.
Unbelievable. Yeah, those type of movies are very fascinating.
Yeah.
You know, when it's like, also another movie that I saw recently was called, I think, Boiled Up or something, or The Boiler.
No,
It's
I
basically
haven't.
it's about a chef, and it's one shot, one shot of a movie. One shot filmed the whole movie.
Oh, wow.
Incredible. Which leads me to another thing. You know, The Bear. You watched the TV show?
No, I haven't.
You have
I
to.
know that. But there are a ton of stuff I'm watching right now. But yeah, the only thing because every time I'm hearing about The Bear from everyone, and yeah,
It's
I need to watch it.
unbelievable. Jeremy Allen White
It's
is
amazing. It's
amazing
amazing.
actor.
I know.
Amazing. And it, like the show is like, it's unbelievable, man. The pace is insane. Everything. Like, I really recommend you
I
watch this movie.
think it just remind me of Pedro Pascal. Pedro
Right.
Pascal is amazing and is everywhere.
Right.
He's going to be in Fantastic Four, in Gladiator 2, and there is a new Mandalorian movie. Which most of the time is 99% of the time is with
helmet.
the helmet, but people know that it's him. That they
Do
comes
they feel?
for him.
Yeah.
And of course The Last of Us, which is a must. Please tell me you saw it.
So I didn't. I saw
Man.
maybe only one episode, but I should watch the whole
This
thing.
this is a masterpiece.
Really?
A masterpiece.
Really?
Yeah.
Who's your favorite actor right now?
It's
another difficult question, right?
yeah. I love tons of actors. It's how to say. Yeah, it's how to. I love Tom Holland. Tom Holland is so good.
Really?
Yeah, he's
I
amazing.
don't really see him as an actor, you know?
Really? Because he looks so young? Maybe.
Because he's
I
just
think
like-
he's a great. He's
I
such
like-
a great Spider.
I like actors that you can see their presence,
think
like
that
Robert
Tom-
Pattinson, you know?
Robert Pattinson. I think Tom Holland did a fantastic job with the latest Spider-Man movie. He was amazing in it, and some
Yeah.
people give him some slack because he's so young. He's a kid, but that's the point because he's Spider-Man. He's Peter Parker. He's very young. Yeah. There are tons of other great actors today. But
What do you think about Joaquin Phoenix work as the Joker?
Oh man, it's amazing. But now I know. How can you compare it to Heath Ledger? Please don't ask this question.
It's two different styles of films.
But he's amazing. He's amazing.
I mean, like, Joaquin Phoenix is definitely an actor that you can see him in such a variety of
I
movies.
think that one of my favorite actresses today it's Emma Stone.
Emma Stone, really?
Emma Stone is
Why?
amazing because she's so talented. In La La Land, she was amazing, and also she was in The Amazing Spider-Man. She was such a great Gwen Stacy. She was
Right.
amazing.
What do you think about Gosling?
It's amazing.
Yeah?
Ryan Gosling is so good, and
There's some movies that I find him really good, and some movies I think he shouldn't have done. You know, like, I feel like in Drive, you saw Drive?
I think I saw it, but I know
Unbelievable. I like the intense
but it was so good.
thrillers.
Have you seen Barbie?
I didn't like the movie.
I loved it, but
Really?
yeah, I loved it. It
Well,
was
it's too soft.
I
No?
don't know. It was so good in this, especially his chemistry with Margot Robbie. So Margot Robbie is also amazing. But he had a movie a few months ago, The Fall Guy, which was fantastic, and unfortunately, it flopped very hard at the box office. Such a shame because it was a huge blockbuster about doppelganger and stunt work. Actually, a great with him and Emily Blunt. And Emily Blunt is also one of the greatest actresses today in the industry. So good, especially in A Quiet Place. If
I didn't see the movie, no.
She's so good in this movie, and that leads me to another great actress, Lupita Nyong'o. She's from Black Panther. Yeah, Lupita Nyong'o. That's how you say. And she now played in the Quiet Place spin-off, and she barely talks in the movie, but she's so amazing.
I saw a movie recently called Mute with Alexander Skarsgård
No, I haven't.
as the leading role, and he didn't say one word the whole movie.
Oh,
Alexander Skarsgård, you know him, the tall Swedish guy?
I know. Yeah, of course I know.
Yeah, it's a fantastic performance. Fantastic.
If you want to see a great movie with barely any words, there is a great movie on Hulu and on Disney Plus. No one can hear you, something like I can't remember the name. It's just pop out of my head, like an alien invasion,
Okay.
but as a horror movie style. No one can hear you. No one. No one will hear. No one can hear, something like that. And it's the main characters. It's a young woman, and I think she has only 5 words the entire film.
Really?
And thanks to this movie, as far as I know, that she's going to be in the second season of The Last of Us. She's going to play a major character called Abby. If you know the game, you know what's going to happen. It's crazy. And she was cast, so they cast her as well. And I heard that's the movie helped her. No one can hear. No one will help. I can't. Man, I wrote a post about it recently, and no one's.
But people can just search her name in Disney Plus and see it.
Yeah.
You know. So. But Nati, there's something that I don't understand. It seems like you like every movie.
No.
Do you have some critics? Like, because I'll give you an example. Like, I feel like, I mean, let's take Gosling for example. Like, I do feel that Gosling. You know, when I first saw his some of his movies.
Wait.
Yes.
The name of it, No One Will Save You. Yeah, No One Will Save You. No One Will Save You. Yeah,
Okay.
that's it.
So like Gosling, you saw. If you didn't see the movie Drive, it's a very.
I know this.
It's a very intense movie. He barely talks in the movie. It's there's so much charisma in that movie, and like this is the type of movies I want him to do, right? Because that's where I think he's really good. And then he goes and does Barbie. You know what I mean? It's like, would Danielle DeLuise do Barbie?
But
No.
I think it's amazing because it can show you that this guy can do other stuff. No.
But not like this type
I
of
don't
stuff are like
know.
kitschy, you know? You don't
I don't think so. I don't
No?
think so. I think he was so good as Ken, and even in the trailers, when I saw the trailers for Barbie, I was like, man, he's so good in the role. And then the movie was listening, I was like, oh man, he's so good. And his song, I'm Just Ken, it was so good.
What do you think? What AI is going to do to the movie industry? I mean, you're going to be able, and I heard.
Man, that's such a great topic.
I mean,
and
you're going to be
scary.
able to create movies.
I don't know.
without-
I don't know. I really don't know. Everything is changing every day. So I don't know what to say. I really don't know what to say. And I think you will ask every movie director now, they will say, I don't know what to say.
Dude, do you think it's gonna like take the roles of so many of this directors?
I don't know.
and-
I think
not the
it's-
directors, because directors can
I think
need
it's
to.
going to be. It's going to change the roles. That's what I think. I think some roles will completely change. Some will disappear. It's too early to know because every day there's something new. I don't know.
But think about it, like people could actually create videos through AI, and you're gonna
I
create
know they're already
characters.
doing it. Yeah.
It's unbelievable. It's like what's
I
gonna happen?
think the people those who will stand out are the talented people. I mean, for example, take a guy who knows everything about movies and give him the video AI videos, and he will create amazing stuff. But if you're going to give it to someone who knows nothing about movies, he will do fine stuff, but not amazing.
What do you think about Tarantino?
What do you mean?
Like, what's your idea about him?
It's
You
great. I mean, I really every time I don't know. I think it's going to make another movie right now. But I don't know what's going on.
I think people should. I never understand this directors or actors who are like retire. Why are you doing that? Like keep on creating content.
I don't know. Maybe
Do you know he lives in Israel?
I know.
Did you-
I never. Everyone knows. I think everyone knows that. No.
Yeah. Did you meet him?
Never.
Never.
And I live in Tel Aviv and never signed yet.
Wow.
Never.
So I think like what I love about like a Tarantino or like a Christopher Nolan is that you can see the shape of the you can see their touch in the movies.
Especially in Nolan. I think in Nolan it's amazing. You can see.
You can see it's a Nolan movie.
Yeah.
You know, not a lot of directors have that skill.
Another one. It's Denis Villeneuve from Dune. Because have you seen Arrival? With Amy Adams and the alien spaceship it's about language.
No.
One of the I think, one of the best movies in the last 20 years.
Really?
A great sci-fi story about language, and such a great movie. And so he directed that movie, and he directed also Prisoners with Hugh Jackman.
Oh, that's so
That's a guy.
Movie.
So he did Prisoners, Arrival, Sicario, the first Sicario with Emily Blunt, and then he always wanted to do Dune, always. And then I think he convinced Warner and Legendary to buy the rights, and then he knew, from the beginning he knew that I'm going to split it into two movies. And
Wait, there's only going to be two? There's
the two movies already about the first
Right,
book,
right.
and then he's going to make the second book, Dune Messiah, is going to make it into the third movie, which will complete the trilogy, like his Lord of the Rings trilogy.
Wow, okay.
And you can feel in the movie that this is what I wanted to do. This is my passion. Every shot, and it's amazing. Not to mention that he brought the cinematographer Greg Fraser, the best cinematographer today in the industry, because this guy, he shot the Batman.
Which one? With Pattinson and Reeves?
Yeah. He shot the Batman, he shot Rogue One. He's such a great guy, such a talented guy. But Denis Villeneuve, I think I said it for you that he's going to be the next Nolan, and I think
Really? Reeves is going to be the next one?
No,
Oh.
Denis Villeneuve.
What about Reeves? Do you think he's going to be one of the big guys?
Reeves is already, because have you seen Planet of the Apes? What he did with
I
this
did
movie?
not.
So he came to they rebooted the saga, and they started a new trilogy. So Rupert Wyatt directed the first one, which was amazing, and then he left. So Matt Reeves came to the second and the third, and those movies were such amazing, very depressing movies. Not action sci-fi, but drama, politics.
Right.
And that's why they chose him for Batman.
You know, so a lot of people who watch the Batman, which I personally think is the best
Man,
Batman movie.
that's bold.
Controversial.
I
Yes.
love this
Wait,
movie.
just so people understand, it's the Batman with Matt Reeves and
Robert
Pattinson.
Pattinson.
Right,
Robert
that's my
Pattinson.
favorite Batman.
Man, it's amazing.
Because it feels like a real person. Nolan
Interesting.
films are fantastic, but the action in the Nolan Batmans is too much action. You know, it's not too much. It's like a superhero movie.
I will tell you why. The Batman is the greatest in the comics. He's the greatest detective in the
Right.
universe, and the movies always most of the time they showed the action side of
Right.
Batman. And when this movie was announced, they said it's going to be like Seven, like the movie Seven.
Yeah, with Brad Pitt, right?
but with Batman. And I was like, oh, this is going to be great. And and I remember every time I read something about the movie, I was like, man, this is going to be a thriller, a mystery. And man, it's going to be so good. And it was amazing. It was great. I do feel that they should have cut some from the tidied a little bit from the second and third act a little bit.
Really, what specifically?
But
Like,
not something specific. Something.
it was
not
a bit
by
too
much.
long, a bit.
Yeah, a bit too long, but not so much. But it's still a fantastic movie, and it was so great because there was great action scenes, but I love the mystery, the atmosphere, the cinematography, and
Right.
and some people I know say, oh, it's a bad movie. Why? Because it's not an action movie. Man, that's what I want. I want some sophisticated blockbusters.
Do you think like the Batman and the new Joker are going to be aligned?
No.
No, they're
No.
not going to keep.
There's
There's not going to be a Pattinson and Phoenix movie. Kind of?
No, first of all, I don't think you can do it because we already saw young Batman in. Look, if you
Wait.
In the first Joker, we saw young Bruce Wayne
As a kid,
as a kid, and
we also saw in the first the Batman.
we saw a Joker.
We saw
We
Joker.
saw a Joker in a deleted scene that
it
released.
wasn't in the movie, right?
It wasn't in the movie.
Right. It was the guy Brad. What's his name?
I don't recall his name, but
Yeah.
there was a Joker, but DC right now they're building a new universe with James Gunn, the director of Guardians of the Galaxy. Now
Okay.
and next year they're going to release Superman, a new Superman movie.
Oh right, with the new Superman actor.
Yeah,
Yes.
David Cornsworth, that's his name. And the thing is that it's a new universe, and there's going to be a new Batman, and I still don't know who it's gonna be. But they say that the other movies like Joker and the Batman for Matt Reeves, they're going to label them as a Elseworld, like in the comic, like this is another universe. And I think it's for the best because I think that the Matt Reeves Batman is so
Unique.
I want it to be in the same world because I don't know because it's very grounded and realistic. Imagine if you put Superman inside.
You can't.
Imagine if somehow Superman would have come into into the Dark Knight.
No,
yeah.
so it doesn't. No, so like basically, that's why I think like the Ben Affleck Batman was very easy to combine.
I love Ben Affleck as a
Really?
Batman. I
You
think
like
he was
him?
yeah. I love Batman vs Superman, the extended edition. They call it the Ultimate Cut. I love it, the Ultimate Cut. I think it's a great movie. Yeah, people say you love everything, but I actually love. There are some DC. I know because there are some DC movies I didn't, but I love the Ultimate Cut. I think it's great.
So DC is going to have
Reboot.
another. Okay, there's going to be like a whole new Batman.
Yeah.
They're casting now.
They're not talking. I don't know. They barely talk about it because they're busy with they just finished shooting Superman and now they're going to shoot Supergirl. I think.
Who do you think should be the next James Bond?
I don't know. I think everything is possible right now. There are some rumors on Aaron Taylor Johnson,
Right.
and he's everywhere. I think right now. I think Henry Cavill will be amazing, but maybe
Really?
he's too old.
He's
Yeah,
also.
I think the question is.
I would like to
what-
see Tom Hardy's James Bond.
I heard about it too. I think the question is what kind of James Bond the studio.
So I would want, if I want to watch another James Bond movie, I want it to be similar to the Matt Reeves Batman, where
No.
it feels like a real person, not. I have the thing. I have a critic about all those like. The thing is this: all those like Marvel movies, they don't feel like movies anymore. They feel just like kind of like a parade of, you know what I mean? Instead of like legit characters.
Why? I think Marvel very good as characters. That's
Yeah?
why people love these movies. They movies so much because they connected to the characters.
But they're doing it too funny. Like
No, it's just a different style of fun and humor. That's why
Right.
the DC movies are so different.
right. Okay, interesting. Do you feel we're gonna get to a point where like AI is just gonna like you're gonna be able like Marvel is gonna be using AI to
I think I think
like a Tarantino AI movie or something?
man, it's crazy, but maybe yeah, why not?
Hmm.
It's insane.
Do you find AI useful in your work?
in the everyday I'm still not using it very much, but I'm using it a lot, to polish some of my content and yeah, I'm using it, yeah.
Awesome. Nati, several last questions for you today. One, what's your favorite movie if you had to choose?
I can't. I really can't. It's too hard. It's too hard. You can ask me something like what
So
is
let's play a game.
No. I mean, you can ask me your favorite movie of this year, maybe. But yeah.
What if so let's play another game. I will say names of movies and between two and you'll choose one.
Okay.
And we'll do a few rounds of that. Okay? The Dark Knight trilogy compared to let's say the Dune movies. Which one would you prefer?
Oh man, it's hard. I don't know what I can't answer because you should change it because we still haven't gotten Dune 3, so I can't
Okay.
compare it. Okay.
So the Dark Knight trilogy and Barbie.
Dark Knight trilogy.
The Dark Knight trilogy or Lord of the Rings.
Oh my, it's tough. I think Lord of the Rings.
Lord of the Rings or Harry Potter.
Harry
Harry
Potter.
Potter's your favorite series.
Yeah, Harry Potter. Yeah.
You see how we found it?
Yo, you asked me favorite movie, not favorite franchise.
Right. What's your what books kind of inspire you?
Harry
you-
Potter.
Awesome. Any LinkedIn tips for the audience?
Consistency is everything.
Consistency.
Just keep posting, but with your own style. That's what I think.
Love it. Nati, thank you so much, man.
No problem.